Hello and welcome. Good evening. This is Face Off, that program that provides you the platform where you get to hear two sides to every issue and strongly canvassed. So, this week, the Lagos State Governor recently signed into law a bill for the state which assumes that new laws in terms of traffic management is now in place to take care of the old one. The violators of the law in the state will be punished if they go contrary to some of those laws. The law is believed to cover a wide range of traffic, even those considered minor, like not giving way to traffic on the left at roundabouts, and has punitive measures that include fines of about 20,000 naira for some offences and up to several years behind bars for others. Varied reactions have trailed this law, while some believe it is a distraction, others say it is a law long overdue. I will introduce my guest in some minutes, but before that, we'll take a break. When we return, while the break is on, you'll be opportunity to hear what the governor had to say as far as the new traffic law is concerned, and we'll take it from there.
Investigating, exposing, uncovering, reporting, hard-hitting interviews. Sunrise Daily, only on Channels Television. We live in an ever-changing world. Every minute we're bombarded by major stories and breaking news. Keep up with the world's major headline news in less than 30 minutes on The World Today. Weekdays, only on Channels Television.
Well, welcome back. Face Off today, we'll be looking at the new Lagos traffic law. That law has generated a lot of controversy, and a lot of people are yet to comprehend what that law is meant to achieve. The governor earlier in the week received the sector commander for Lagos in terms of talking about the Federal Road Safety Commission, and had to explain some of the reasons why the new law was signed into, the new bill was signed into law. Let's hear what the governor had to say on that occasion.
We are prepared to work with you and Lagos State government to actualize the Accra Declaration as well as the Unit of Action on Road Safety toward reducing road traffic crashes with various by 50%. I'm glad to hear that the Lagos State is already working towards making it in 2015 so we can achieve that. I want to assure you that, in all honesty, we put everything possible to make sure that we join hands with the state government to make sure that by 2015, God's willing, we will actualize that in the states.
The road traffic law that we signed, just as you pointed out, is essentially important for me to use this opportunity to say again that it is for the safety and the benefit of the Lagosians. The intention of that law is really not to send anybody to jail. That is not the intention of that law. What we have done in this law, for example, is that unlike the old law where you will pay a fine after you have violated, this time around you will not pay a fine. You will either do community service where you go and do compulsory training, or you go and manage traffic. In addition, part of your sentence, if you are found guilty, will be to go to the Drivers Institute and go and do compulsory training. Sentencing anybody to jail will be the very, very extreme, and it will have to be the discretion of the judge or the magistrate where he sees that this person is either a very habitual offender or somebody who has done something extremely grievous. But for regular violations and all of that, really, the objective is to get people to comply rather than even to apprehend or arrest people.
The governor of Lagos State there talking about the new traffic law, and I think it's important that those who these laws are made for should really understand what that law is about, and that's why I have two guests in the studio tonight who will be facing off on this, should I say, controversial law that's been signed in the bill that has been signed into law by the governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola. I have Adenusi Patrick. He's to my left. You're welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you very much.
And I have Barrister Gani Taufik. You're welcome. Well, this is the rule, because we are ready to just go on and talk about this law. You're going to tell me why you think, or tell the audience and tell everybody why you think this law is what is auspicious at this time, because already we know what the position of my other guest at the right is. So I'll allow you to make your opening statement for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You tell us what that means. He's going to also tell us why he thinks this law is not what we need at this point, and we can take it up from there.
Okay. Most of the things that I do are road safety related.
Okay.
And a moving vehicle is equivalent to a bullet that is shot out of a gun. So if it strikes anyone, it will knock life out of the person. On a daily basis across world roads, 3,500 people are killed. They are not 3,500 tomatoes. They are human beings who have potentials, who are designed to be great men tomorrow. During the course of your opening, you did say that, as little as not giving right of way to somebody in a roundabout. It's serious. It can lead to someone's death. And life has been so cheap in Nigeria that the value is 50 life to 1 naira. If we desire the Nigeria we want to see, the kind that we refer to outside the country, we need to take steps. And that 1,000 miles begins with a step.
And what is that step?
And I think the law that has just been brought in now, regulating, the principal word is that everyone will feel safe on Nigerian roads. Okay. So I think it's an ideal one right now.
Mr. Gani.
Well, for any society to progress, there must be law and order, and the responsibility to do that lies on the government. But then in this situation, the government is doing it full of ulterior motive, not sincere, not honest. How can you imagine a situation where I will say that I'll be asked to pay fine for not asking somebody not to park in front of my premises? It is in the law. So we are not looking at the law in terms of just a roundabout. We are looking at the law holistically. And the truth of the matter is that the basis, the reason why this law has been brought up is just to shoot up the target, the revenue target of LASMA. And you will agree with me where a situation where the new Attorney General was actually the special advisor to the governor on tax. So you cannot, think less.
Okay, let's imagine how that all ties up. So, Gani, your first question to Mr. Adenusi.
Mr. Dennis, do you...
Adenusi.
Mr. Adenusi.
Adenusi. Yeah, I guess that's right. Adenusi, right? Adenusi.
Mr. Adenusi Patrick.
Yeah. Or Adenusai.
Mr.
Okay.
Adenusai.
If you are an Englishman.
Mr. Adenusi Patrick. Do you agree that it is not fair to Lagosians to hear only about the road traffic law in Lagos State only when the governor was signing it, and more particularly that they do not have the hard copy? Nobody has a copy of the law as we talk now, except those who are commissioners or special advisors to the governor. I am supposed to find the law on the bookshelf, get to buy it and study it. Do you agree that that is not fair? And that means that the government is out to play a mischief on the people?
Yeah, well, all of us cannot occupy the driver's seat, so we need to employ someone to do the driving. And so the people that we have there right now, the governor, Babatunde Fashola, and his team, well, I will not say that they truly have done something that people are not aware of. I knew they had a public hearing, some discussions came up, some NGOs were in attendance, and some of the proposed points that were raised were knocked off. And well, if you say that this is a copy of the law.
Okay.
I got a copy. This is one.
Can I lay my hand on it?
Yes, you can.
Can you lay your hand on it?
Yes, I let me ask him further.
Yeah, he's answering the question.
But
Just be laying your hand on it while he's.
Yes.
Now this
I give you back to you.
I'm
Yeah,
happy to see it. I will want a copy.
because you said
I
some few
want a
minutes
copy.
ago, nobody does have. I don't work for Lagos State government. I run an NGO. I have a copy, and I run an NGO road safety based. Now the other one is the fact that okay, it's just circulating now within Alausa and the likes and so on.
So
The
you
gov-
agree at that level?
the government
That the
signed-
circulation is still poor.
It's a
The
statement of
so
fact. And
we
the
have
reason
a-
why
we-
Mr. Adenusi has a copy is clear. He has said it. He's in the road traffic segment, and I'm sure he has a parley with the state government. And for the purpose of this,
Well, if you say pally,
yes,
I will say yes
Okay,
and no.
good,
When they
good.
do well, we tell them, well done, you have done well. When they don't do well, we give them enough.
So they've done well here.
Yes, in terms of these, yes, they have done well. Now, the availability, I can't defend them on the availability, but the governor just signed it into law last week, and you as a lawyer do know that when it is signed into law, you will need time for it to be gazetted, wherein you can now have the copy on the shelf, on the bookshop where you need to buy.
well, the contradiction there is that this type of law, now every law has got its circumstance. This is a law that is expected to start operation as immediate as possible, because this the Attorney General has indeed confirmed that the law is to start immediately. Now there's even a contradiction. Now the Commissioner for Transport is saying that the law will have to be gazetted, and then they will have to train people before they can start to enforce the law, whereas the Attorney General is saying that the law is in force. And in actual fact, once a law is assented to, it becomes a law. You can be caught on the basis of that law, you understand. And this is a law you want to start to enforce, and a layman, nobody is privy to it except those who have parley with you or those who are working in your I mean, do you know that in this law,
He's smiling.
do
Maybe-
you know in this law,
you seem to
section
be agreeing with him.
11C of this law prohibits parking or waiting on highway. Now, parking or waiting, they are two different things. Now, parking or waiting is simple. Anybody can do it. And now, I will not support a situation where somebody will abandon. Were it to be the word abandon, I will not have any frown. You understand? But we're saying that prohibits parking or waiting. And you, at the same time, you're saying that no trailer should move around between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. And you know that the wharf, the ports, you can only clear your trailer, your containers in the day. So what do you expect them to do?
but
They will come on the road.
exception.
Okay,
Give
can
an
I,
ex-
can I, can I?
No,
throw-
go ahead,
The exception is petrol.
No,
Petrol
no,
tankers.
no, it's not
and,
petrol,
And,
it's not
and the
petrol.
long buses conveying passengers, which of course means that the BRT Lagos again have been given preferential treatment. Like they have dedicated lanes where any other person, like if I operate a commercial bus now, I do not have such privilege.
Okay, Barrister Taufik.
I do not have such privilege.
Barrister Taufik, hear this. There was some year back that Tai Sholari
Yes.
said, oh, in Ebony magazine, this and this and this and this. And when they brought a copy to him,
Yes.
he was looking like Lukman. Now,
Yes.
that particular restriction
Yes.
did not say that trucks should not ply all Lagos road. Trucks have route. Trucks ply Lagos Shoki Apapa
I'm very
Expressway.
happy. I'm happy that you are in the traffic section.
Yeah, because
can
you
you
see-
tell me what the Lagos Metropolis is?
Now,
The
look,
Lagos Metropolis.
listen.
Everywhere in Lagos is metropolis. Of course, you don't expect a truck to come from port and come and pass my Adesanya Street in the hinterland of
Now,
Oshodi.
I tell you,
the metropolis, of course, covers the Apapa Oshodi Express Road.
there is no restriction on.
There is
Apapa-
restriction, and
There
that
is
means you are not
I
even
am
conversant
telling
with
you-
the law you are carrying about.
I
There
am
is a
telling
restriction,
you
and
that
I
there is
want
no
to refer you to. I want to refer you
Apapa
to.
Oshodi Expressway for trucks. That is truck route.
But that
So
is
which
that
is
is
the
not
restriction?
true.
Where do we have
Where is the
restriction?
restriction?
Now the trucks.
Yes.
Let me give you the truck routes.
Yes.
Trucks can transverse Apapa Oshodi Expressway.
Between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m.
All true, yes.
All true.
Apapa Oshodi
You are
Expressway.
doing this interpretation.
I'm not in. Look.
You
I
are doing
don't
this
work for
interpretation.
Lagos State government, but like I told you some few minutes ago, 24/7 of my life is
Yes.
safety based, and I am
Yes.
involved in traffic management.
Yes.
No, so it's as if that you've read this law.
Okay, can you
and-
please read section 2:1 of the law.
Now.
No, please read that first.
Listen. Before reading, you can open. Why he
Section 2(1) of the law.
Why he opens? Let me tell you now. Trucks in this particular law that is being signed.
Yes.
Trucks have routes.
No, please just read Section 2(1).
Apapa Oshodi Expressway is a truck route. Trucks cannot pass through Milan Bridge. Do you understand?
No, we're talking of metropolis.
Yes, look, listen.
If we read out the law now.
Do you mind?
Go ahead and read it.
This one has to do with the control of trailers.
Go ahead, read it.
Save as may be prescribed by the commissioner by regulation, no trailer other than petrol tankers and long vehicles used in conveying passengers shall enter into or travel within the metropolis of Lagos between the hours of 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
It's a strict liability offense if you do this.
That's what the law says, and I'm quoting from.
Strict liability offense.
And I'm quoting from the Lagos State Road Traffic Law. That's the new law.
That is one.
You heard
also
that. One second. Hear me. You heard that he said, based on what the commissioner prescribes.
So what's the prescription?
What is the prescription
now? I tell you from my interaction with them.
You won't cure me after the damage has been done.
No,
You have allowed
Apapa
the disease
Oshodi
to
Expressway
become
is not part of it. Apapa Oshodi Expressway is not part of it.
That has been signed. What interpretation would the commissioner come and do?
Apart from the law, there is the regulation.
Has to be in the law court.
Apart from this, there is the regulation.
Which regulation?
Right? Is it the regulation breaks down? Okay, this is where you can go, this is where you can go. Now, I put it across to you, my learned brother.
Yes.
You are not my learned friend because I'm not a lawyer. Now, that Apapa Oshodi Expressway is a truck route, so trucks are not exempted.
No, what we are doing is that you are telling me to believe that it is a truck road that the law will not apply to. But I'm telling you that you are only giving your interpretation.
I'm not giving my interpretation.
As far as the Lagos State government is concerned, it is only if they enforce this law, especially that section on that Oshodi Apapa Express Road, that they can get that amount of money they want to get to shoot up the last mile revenue.
Look, listen, the last mile revenue. Let's even assume that the law is being put to generate money.
Yes.
What is the money to be used for?
Unfortunately, the money has not actually been plugged into the development of the state. What the development you'll be seeing is not commensurate with the revenue generated. A state that has realized over 17 trillion from the federal allocation is different from the 23 billion every month they realize within the state, and the local government allocations are also different. And you don't find anything. All the assumed developments you find in Lagos State are by concessionaires, philanthropists, and areas. I just went to Igodu, and I went to meet a doctor friend, and the doctor friend told me that, do you know that we did this road by ourselves?
Yeah, well, that is not
so there's no development. So don't let us even go to that. Don't let us get
that's
digressed.
Not a new thing in Nigeria. I mean,
unfortunately, that will kill the whole Fashola administration if we go into that here.
Anyway, still on the traffic issues.
Yes.
Apapa Oshodi Expressway.
I want us to clear, because I mean the truth is this. Looking at this is quite voluminous. For those who these laws are made for, and everyone who really applies the Lagos Road, including me, let's take example. Take for instance the truck drivers, the trailer drivers. This program is being watched by millions of people within Nigeria and around the world.
Believe me, if
what does the law say?
Look.
Based on what we've read now.
Based on what you have read, it said Lagos Metropolis, right?
Yes.
Also, in that place, there is the inclusion that the commissioner can say you can pass here, you can't pass here. Now, I had a word with the commissioner this afternoon, and I asked some questions.
Okay, good.
One of the roads that is exempted.
Now you admit that you really have access to the commissioner. You really have access. Listen, that is why you are privy to this law.
Apart from the commissioner of the state, I have access to several governors.
I want to ask you another question.
People in the presidency and the Senate.
What do you think about a situation where you have a governor, SAN, a legal practitioner with the highest honor in the profession, now making a law after a court had pronounced on a subject matter? There's a subsisting court order that Okada riders cannot be restricted. They have their fundamental rights of movement. Listen, now a governor, SAN, has signed, even after that judgment, a law prohibiting Okada riders from moving around between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. and then from even plying some areas.
My brother, I am sure.
This is not
look,
fair.
listen, here you.
There is hidden agenda.
Don't feel cheated. You have every right to also ask Gani questions. I mean, ask him questions.
May I put across to you?
I
love that. Put it across to you.
On this traffic law.
May I put this across to you?
Yes.
That Okada being used as public transport in this country is an insult to Nigeria and Nigerians.
That's another ball game entirely.
Now that is one. Hold on.
The reality on Ghana is that even Fashola, the governor of Lagos State, instead of passing this type of law, should have asked the Lagos State of Assembly to support him in fact, skyrocketing the budget to buy different types of vehicles on the road so that we don't use Okada. Okay, because the money is there.
Listen, my brother. The Okada issue.
Yes.
Okada, whether there is a court or there is no court stuff.
Oh.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yes.
Right? Now, the number of people that have died as a result of Okada accident, and I mean, you
so if a plane crashes now and then you ban using plane,
have you observed that when a kind of plane crashes, the ground,
what to grant is you grant that airline.
Not necessarily
you grant the airline. You grant the airline. You don't grant the airspace, for God's sake.
Not necessarily the airline.
You know that, but that is true. You are in the traffic and don't come and mislead the viewer here.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Now Dana has crashed, and then Dana is grounded. So Arik is not flying. First Nation is not flying.
Now I put across to you that
so that argument is not even tenable.
The safety.
Let me read this. Let me read this quote.
Yes.
And we need to take it extremely seriously.
Fantastic. I like your point about safety, which should be everybody's point. But
very well.
Let's look at this. Anybody caught in this act risk an imprisonment of 3 years or community service and forfeiture of the vehicle, while the passenger will also be prosecuted, except such a passenger
does what?
A child.
The last.
We'll take a break. We'll take a break.
Except the.
When we return, we'll continue on this topic: the Lagos new traffic law. The new Lagos traffic law and all of the controversies generated. We're still looking at it, this may not be very exhaustive today, but we can go on. Before we go on, gentlemen, I'd like to read what the governor said on Monday. He said the new traffic law was aimed at achieving compliance by Lagosians rather than at arresting and sending anybody to jail.
Very true.
That's not true.
Very true. Between Monday and now,
yes,
the number of Okada riders that wear helmet and their passengers does increase.
Is it because the law is enforced now?
They have not even started implementing. They've only heard.
Yes.
Now, look, we are too used to being forced to do the right thing.
Yes. I don't say. I think we should get something straight here. Nobody is saying that riding on Okada without helmet is good. Now, but let's come back to the point. It is not true that it is meant to deter people. Let me tell you, a law that is meant to deter will not give you option of fine.
Is the governor lying?
I'm not saying he's lying. He's economical with the truth. Because if you want a situation where I will not do something at all, you will not give me an option of fine. For every law here, the only thing I desperately made sure that I got was the amount. There's no law that there's no fine.
Why are you finance concerned?
There is no fine. Because I know that the new Attorney General was the special advisor to the governor on tax. And I know that all he's interested in is to just shoot up the last man target.
Do you agree with that?
No,
it is true, whether you like it or not.
There's nowhere you go in the world.
Deny that with this argument.
There's no way you go in the world, my brother.
Deny that with this argument. The argument is this, that apart from getting your vehicle license, your driver's license, your insurance, your roadworthiness, now for you to operate your vehicle, especially commercial vehicle, you also need to go and get a special approval to operate commercial vehicle. Now your conductor must wear uniform with badge, and he has to be tested before he's given that badge, and he has to pay the fee, and these are their fees after license permits and so on. Section 24(1).
You see, we are too used to doing things illegally that
so
when sanity comes to base,
money. In this law, everything is about money. Now you are also saying, this is very unfortunate. You are saying that I have built my house. You have turned me into a megad. I should come and see whoever is parking in front of my house. And if I refuse to complain that report that somebody has parked in front of my house and they have to come and tow it, I will have to pay 20,000 naira. What type of law is this? It's too obnoxious.
Let me take the
it's
first one. Let me take the first one.
And you're also saying that if I buy a vehicle that is over 5 years old, the presumption should be that that vehicle is not good. So every year, every 6 months, I must come for renewal of roadworthiness. And this is also in the law.
That's not a new law. Roadworthiness.
5 years.
The lifespan.
There is no.
The lifespan of roadworthiness is 6 months.
No. You are talking about the roadworthiness. Why should I get a roadworthiness? Because I am using a vehicle that is over 5 years old. In the old law, there was nothing like 5 years old.
Okay, here it is.
There was not. You agree? Yes or no?
Here it is. I have not read the old law.
Oh.
Now, may I just put this across to you? Now, we are too used to doing things the wrong way that when you who wants to do it right comes on board,